Hi, I'm Kim Campbell with CareLiving.org, and I'm here with Debbie Miller with Senior Helpers. And we're in Franklin, Tennessee. And Debbie, you're doing a virtual dementia tour. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, I'm so excited that you could come today. This is the virtual dementia tour, and what it is a simulation of what it's like to have mid-level dementia. And so we garb people in these different components to really emulate those sensory loss that affect on your cognition and things like that people at this stage of dementia experience. And so then we ask you to do very simple everyday tasks, and you get to see how really difficult it is. So the whole idea is to help family members better understand what their loved one is going through. Would you like to give it a try?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, have a seat.
Okay.
Okay, so if you could put those on, Kim, and that's
Okay.
just for sanitary reasons.
All right.
Keep the germs away. And then I'm going to have you put on those gloves.
They're
and
lovely.
Yes, and this is going to simulate the loss of fine motor skills that a person experiences at this stage of dementia.
Nothing like gloves when it's 90 degrees
I know.
outside.
Okay, never imagine how hot it is right
The
now.
gloves
Yes,
are different.
yeah, it's supposed
Okay.
to be. Yep, there's a method to all this madness. And then
Okay.
I'm going to have you put on the goggles, and you're going to see a loss of your peripheral vision.
Oh, wow.
That natural thickening of the lenses, which makes things look darker, and you're going to see what you're going to experience is what it's like at sundown. Okay, Kim. I'm going to take you inside. Come on over. I'm going to take you inside. You're going to hold this
Okay.
railing, okay? So I don't want you to fall.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the 5 simple tasks inside, and you'll have 8 minutes to accomplish the tasks. Last thing I'm going to do is place these on your head, all right? And we're ready to go.
Okay.
You actually want to be made at 7 minutes. 7 minutes with dementia.
How long does it take most
Usually
people?
8 minutes. We have you in here.
Oh,
You
okay.
you sort of had enough. It was getting a little bit warm.
Yeah.
What was your first response to the whole thing?
Well, the ambient noise from the headphone, was very distracting and not peaceful at all. And then I had no peripheral vision, and everything was dark.
Yes.
And then there was the little center thing,
Yes.
which I guess if you had macular degeneration, is that when you lose the peripheral?
No, that's part of dementia. That's a common thing. Macular degeneration is something else. Not everyone with dementia experiences that, but we're showing you the worst case scenario.
Uh-huh.
But what we're showing you, it seemed dark, but it actually, when you take the glasses off, it's not dark to our eye,
Uh-huh.
but to their eye it is. And this is what it's like at sundown. When the sun's gone down and it's no longer filtering into the building, we need to adjust the lighting and increase it by 4 times.
Wow.
So that a person can function at the same level they were when the sun was streaming in the building.
Wow.
So let me tell you about the background noise, because this
Okay.
is a really, really important point. What we did, a couple of things. First of all, by mid-level dementia, a person misses 1 in 4 words we say. That's without any background sounds.
Wow.
So you were getting bits and pieces. In fact, you were seeing something that you just came across and said, well, I think I'm supposed to do that, because everything went right out of your mind. So you're dealing with loss of short-term memory. You couldn't remember all of those things, so we don't want to be giving people too many things to remember.
Right. Plus all the ambient noise
Right.
made it hard for me to understand,
Exactly.
to focus on what you were saying.
Exactly.
Really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So here's the this is really important teaching. When you are communicating with someone that has dementia, especially if it's an instructional piece of information, you want to reduce all the background sounds. Turn off the TV, the radio. Stop people from talking in the background, because they cannot tune that out. We have something in the back of the brain called the reticular activating system. For us, all day long, we use that to filter out sounds that aren't relevant. Our brain can hear it and say, not relevant, tune it out, tune this in, this is important. That's gone. It's all coming at them. And so try to imagine hearing some instructions, this is going on, people are talking. That's why a lot of people with dementia don't want to go out. They don't want to go to public environments anymore. Family parties are really difficult. And sometimes families, if they got their head around that, they wouldn't feel so guilty
Yeah.
dragging mom, forcing that issue. So that's a really important point. The lighting, we need to increase that lighting, especially at that sundowning time, to 4 times brighter, because they can function better. The other key thing, you had a really hard time finding the dishes.
Yeah.
Right? And so the key lesson there is, if it's out of sight, it's out of mind. We can prolong a person's independence by keeping things visible where they make sense. So what it made sense on a shelf right
Yeah.
by the.
Yeah.
You were able to do the task, and that's the important point.
That's so amazing, because before I knew Glenn had Alzheimer's, he kept trying to get me to leave everything out on the counters in the bathroom. And I'm like, no, I want everything pretty, you know, I want to put
Right.
everything back in the medicine cabinet and in the
Right.
gorgeous drawers that hide everything, you know.
Right.
We would like argue about it. He
Yeah.
wanted everything left out where he could see it.
Right.
So that makes
and
sense.
and those
yeah.
things prompt him.
Yeah.
They will prompt the next step.
Mhm.
And so when we understand that, we can adjust, right? When you don't really
Right.
understand. But
Right.
now that you've walked in those shoes and you think, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
If they were right there, I could have done that task.
Right.
You were able to do the task, and that's the key, is to enable somebody to still have that sense of purpose by being able to do those things for themselves. But we just have to cue. And you saw when I cued you to the, yeah, okay, I can do this now.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Right.
amazing.
Yeah. So the other thing is you didn't know what to do. You got to a point where you were like, what do I do now? Pretty uncomfortable feeling.
Uh-huh.
Right. And that's something that when we need to be cueing somebody, when we see wandering, you were pacing
Uh-huh.
around and around, looking at things, you didn't know what to do next.
Right.
We want to recognize that and give something that that person can do, because it's very, very awkward. And very, it's a feeling of loss when you don't know what to do next. That's, for me, that was the biggest eye-opening experience when I did this.
Mhm.
Thought I understood dementia until I didn't know what to do for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Horrible. So we want to have things that are relevant
is
to that
amazing.
person.
Yeah.
So if I said, when you're wandering around, if I said, here, Kim, fold the towels, you would have said, just like when you found the dishes, oh, right, oh, you were so relieved.
Right.
Because you knew what
That's
to do.
amazing.
And you can take
Yeah.
control of that.
Yeah.
So little things that as you really walk in their shoes, you can better understand, and that's the whole thing. When we can understand where they're coming from, we can adjust. We don't have to get frustrated. You were poking through everything. You opened every drawer. You
Yeah.
touched everything. And if we didn't understand that, you could get frustrated. So settle down. You had a thing in your mind. You had a mission in your mind at that time. I've got to find this thing. And so you set about doing that.
So with senior helpers, when you come
Mm-hmm.
into someone's home, do you help them understand what their loved one is going through? and-
Exactly. We do a lot of trainings in the community to help family members understand better what they're going through, understand why they see certain behaviors and what we can do, what strategies we can employ to make things better for them. Also, believe it or not, this is mid-level dementia. Over 50% of people at this stage still live at home alone, trying to manage their medication, trying to pay their bills, trying to feed themselves, bathe themselves, and all of the things, which ultimately will end in a crisis.
Yeah.
And so too often we get the crisis call, and that's what we're doing with the virtual dementia tours, to help families better understand earlier on what's going on, so that they can take the steps that are necessary to keep their loved ones safe.
Yeah.
And little help in home, as you
Yeah.
can see, that little help that I gave you, you were able to continue along the
Right.
way.
Right. That's amazing. Yeah. Well, thanks for letting me experience the tour.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah.